What's up, Ferchero fam? So I've done so many videos about Vegas so far, and a lot of those have revolved around club promoters. I've talked about what you should say to club promoters, what you shouldn't say, how to get involved with club promoters. Because as I've mentioned, when it comes to, working with promoters, you can usually get in for free. It's just a lot easier, all this kind of stuff. So there's a lot of benefits. But a lot of people have asked me, okay, Mark, I know you've talked about this a lot, but should I really go through club promoters? Like, what's the benefits and what's basically the not good parts, like the pros and the cons? Should I go through a club promoter if I'm going to a club, an EDM event, or whatever it is? Now, my answer is yes, but there's a huge asterisk on that yes. And in this video, I'm going to give you the full, no holds barred, full disclosure explanation of kind of the benefits of going through a club promoter or the not so good parts about going through a club promoter, right? There's also the pros and cons. Now, here's basically the full rundown when it comes to promoting. Regardless of what anyone tells you, here's the honest truth. Going through a club promoter essentially is a trade-off of time and money. For example, let's say I want to go to Access for a show. Let's say, I'm just making this up. Let's say the ticket is $60 to go into Access, which I think a pretty common amount, I think, for guys, especially if you buy in advance. So let's say it's $60 to get into the show for Access. Well, what do you use? You buy that ticket. You can pretty much go anytime. You get there. There's usually a line because they have to search you and everything. And then you get in. That's it. When you go through a club promoter, though, typically the line is usually a lot longer than the line is for somebody if they just bought the ticket. In addition to, when it comes to club promoting, there's usually a cutoff, which is why I like say, if you want to go, and I'm not making this up, for anyone who's gone out in Vegas and everything knows, if let's say I want to go to Omnia, and let's say I'm going to a club promoter, so I'm not buying a ticket, I'm getting in for free, I'm getting a free ticket inside, I probably have to get to Omnia to around 9 to 10 p.m., like that early, and that's super early for Vegas, because usually the main DJ and main act doesn't go on to like 1:30 maybe, so you get there like a few hours, you literally get there when like the club's empty. But if you wait, the line for, to get in, because it's two different lines. You have a line for ticket purchasers and another line for people with the club promoters. And when you do that line, it's always longer. I've even been to Omnia, or basically it's at Caesar's Palace, when it's literally around the building and everything. It's insane. And you most likely, if you get there late, you're probably not gonna get in. And so when it comes to doing a club promoter, it is a trade-off. Now, for me, I like doing that. I think it's kind of fun to, get there kind of early. You go through a club promoter, you're kind of sitting in line, you get everything comped. So it is fun, right? And it saves you money. So if you're going to Vegas and you're trying to save as much money as possible, 100% go through a club promoter. It's just a lot easier in that regard. But if you're like, look, I don't want to deal with the hassle of trying to get there early and trying to get in line and telling them who I know and all this kind of stuff. I just want to get in. I don't care. Then purchasing the ticket might be a lot easier. So like I said, it's really a trade-off of time of money, because when you go through a club promoter, you're going to be wasting inevitably more time to get into the venue. In addition to, if you look at it from getting there early too, you're wasting 3 hours, right? You could either be 3 hours in your hotel, pre-gaming with friends, having fun, but instead, you have to get there early, way before anyone else does, way before, the DJ goes on and all that kind of stuff. I mean, if you think about it, if you get in around 9 or 9:30, you're waiting, 3 to 4 hours before the main DJ goes on. And that might equal you maybe buying more drinks or whatever, so it is a trade-off. It is something that you, in your mind, have to kind of like figure out what works best for you. And in addition to, every club is different in Vegas. So getting there early for Omnia is crucial, but for Access, I find, for example, it's not as chaotic as Omnia when it comes to getting there. If I get there a little bit later for Access, I find it's not as bad compared to Omnia. Again, just different clubs, and every night's different too. Now, another benefit, though, I will say, obviously, and again, I give you the pros and cons of using a club promoter. A big benefit, if you're like, okay, well, Mark, I don't know what to do, should I go through one or not? The biggest benefit, I think, for a club promoter, not only when it comes to getting you in for free and all that kind of stuff, is if you want to get a table. If you're looking to get bottle service, which is super expensive, keep in mind in Vegas, if you want to get bottle service, if you want to get a table for you and your friends, I find that going through a club promoter is a lot better, especially if you make a really good connection with one. The reason why is they might be able to get you a deal. Like, they can sometimes kind of work something out. I'm not trying to say anything too certain, but it depends on the promoter. They might be able to get you a deal. In addition to, they kind of know what's up when it comes to the club and the nightlife. And what I mean is, let's say you're like, you know what? You can say to a club promoter, like, hey, look, I want to get a table, but I don't want to be near the DJ. I want to be far enough away where I can be with my friends. We can drink, we can relax. We don't have to be shoved and bumped into. That's all I want. The club promoter can kind of hook you up with the best table. But if, let's say, you're like, oh, I want to be on stage, and those are the priciest. But if you're like, I want to be on stage with the DJ, I want to be in the action, I want to be, when everything's going crazy, I want to be right there. That's where I want my table to be. The club promoter can do that for you too. So the club promoter can kind of navigate what you want to do when it comes to the nightlife. In addition to, you can always ask a promoter. I will say that although sometimes promoters really get a bad rep, they are very honest. I've had promoters tell me, like, say, I've hit them up and say, hey, I'm going to go here tonight. What does it look like? I've had promoters say, hey, I'm going to be honest. You're better off just buying a ticket. You trying to get in, if you have a bunch of girls with you or whatever, is going to be a nightmare. Tonight is one of the most packed nights we've had all year. Just buy a ticket. I'm just giving my honest opinion. And that's the good part about promoters. They're usually very honest. They understand that there's, the good parts and the bad parts of the nightlife scene in Vegas. I mean, it's their life. So they obviously know it the best. And I think they can really help you navigate that. So overall, I know I'm kind of bouncing on this video, kind of give you good perspectives and bad perspectives. Should you go through a promoter? My answer always is yes, because even if you don't go through them per se to get in for free, you still get the best knowledge and the best information to figure out how you should navigate your night.